Hey YouTube subscribers, how y'all doing tonight? It's your boy MG5 and we are back again with another sports video. And tonight, we're going to get things started off with the NFL again. We got NFL playoffs, divisional round this weekend, and it's heating up. It's heating up. We got some great games lined up, and I can't wait. I can't wait. So we're gonna get it started with predictions, breakdowns, and we're gonna analyze the games and stuff, give our thoughts, and we're gonna talk about it. And later on this week, I will be making my first mixed martial arts video. I will be talking about UFC 283, Hill versus Teixeira, and we'll be talking about the fights on there and predictions, and also thoughts on John Jones returning, thoughts on Francis Ngannou, you know what I'm saying, and thoughts on Kamaru Usman versus Leon Edwards, But with that being said, let's get straight into it. Let's talk about these divisional round playoff games that we have. Wild card weekend was pretty cool. It was pretty dope. Me personally, I was 3 for 6 on my game, so I was about 50%. This week we plan on to clean that up with our predictions right here. So, let's just jump straight into it. The games that we got lined up, Jacksonville versus the Kansas City Chiefs, the New York Giants versus the Philadelphia Eagles, the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Buffalo Bills, and the Dallas Cowboys versus the San Francisco 49ers. So we got some great matchups, and, I can't wait. I'm a real football fan, and I know y'all real football fans can't wait. So, let's start off with the first game, the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Kansas City Chiefs. I guess we'll go off the Jacksonville Jaguars' last performance. That game, them beating the Chargers, I wouldn't say them beating the Chargers shocked me, but just the simple fact on how they beat the Chargers. I had the Chargers winning that game, but the Jags, being down 27-0. I watched that with one of my good friends, you know what I mean? And he's a big Chargers fan, the homie Jay. And yeah, he didn't really like how that game was going. Like, even though his team was up 27-0, he didn't like how his team was getting comfortable and how they were celebrating way too early. Like, he knew the game wasn't over. And him being a Chargers fan, he already knew. So, Jacksonville just showing that heart and coming back down 27-0. That's all y'all really need to know right there. That's all we all really need to know. And, the Jags got heart, man. The Jags got heart. I got KC winning this one. I do think Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes and them boys will be ready for this game. I do think the Chiefs have that killer instinct. And yeah, I got KC winning this one. I do think it's going to be a good game, a close game, and I'm going to go 34-27. I got the Kansas City Chiefs over the Jacksonville Jaguars 34-27. But I will say this, if the Chiefs sleep, you know what I'm saying? If the Chiefs sleep on the Jags, they will lose. They cannot sleep on the Jacksonville Jaguars, man. The Jags are real. You look at how their season played out and how it started to how it finished. The Jags never gave up on themselves. They started off very, now with a good record, and they never quit. They never gave up, and then they end up winning their division. And look, if they would have quit, they would have quit in the beginning of the season. If they would have quit, they would have quit against the Chargers down 27-0. So, this Jacksonville Jaguars team is very dangerous, and they will not quit. They will not quit. So, the Chiefs fall asleep, they will lose, y'all. They will lose. But yeah, I got the Chiefs in that one. I just feel like, they got to put the Jags down. Can't mess around with them. You got to go for that kill. You got to go for that kill. Moving on to the Saturday night game, we have the Philadelphia Eagles versus the New York Giants. This is going to be a great game right here, and I think this right here may surprise a lot of y'all. But honestly, I'm going with the upset. I'm going with the upset right here. I am going with the New York Giants. They're going to shock the football world going to Philadelphia and beat the Eagles. I got the Giants, yo. I got the New York Giants, man. And, just a fun fact. I believe the Giants are 8-0 against the number one seeded teams since 1990 in the playoffs. They are 8-0. So, that's a little fun fact right there. But I just like how the Giants played last game. They surprised me a lot. Honestly, I thought they were kind of going to be like an easy exit, but they stepped up to the plate, yo. They stepped up. And Daniel Jones is the real deal. Saquon Barkley, that man is real. They're just a real squad. You know what I mean? They got a real team over there. And really just the play of Daniel Jones, he surprised me. And that elite level, the way he was playing, yeah, I think the Giants are going to go in to Philadelphia and get the upset. I'm going with the New York Giants in overtime, 29-26. In overtime, 29-26. So, hey, we got some picks in right there. Chiefs over the Jags, Giants over the Eagles. And going on to the next game, to that Sunday noon game or that Sunday afternoon game, the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Buffalo Bills. This is going to be another great game right here. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be another great game. Honestly, looking at their both of their teams' last performances, I think the Buffalo Bills taking on the Miami Dolphins, I honestly thought the Bills were going to dog walk them, but shout out to the Dolphins. They have a lot of heart and respect, and you know what I'm saying? I respect them because they made that a bar fight. They did not just show up just to get blown out. They actually fought and almost won that game. But the Bills, they got the job done. I expected that. With the Bengals on Sunday night, I kind of expected that also, to see them in a tough physical football game with the Baltimore Ravens. But, that defense, man, the defense is what stood out for the Bengals. That defense was able to make some plays. They were able to make some plays, especially at the goal line. If the Ravens score right there and they go up a touchdown, now your offense has to do something. Now you're down 7, but instead they punch the ball out and they take it back for 6. Like, yeah, that Bengals defense stood out to me. I do expect their offense to be better in this one. So, hey, this is going to be a good game. I expect both teams to be better. This is going to be a great game. Not a good game, a great game. But, hey, I'm rocking with the Cincinnati Bengals on this one. I wouldn't even call it an upset, but I'm going with the Bengals. They will go into Buffalo and they will beat the Bills. I'm going to go 30-27. I got the Cincinnati Bengals over the Buffalo Bills, 30-27. And, the reason why I'm rocking with the Bengals, these are my 2 Super Bowl favorites, and the Bengals are my picks to win it all. But the reason why I'm going with the Bengals, just because from a coaching standpoint, from a playmaking standpoint, from a quarterback standpoint, and from a defense standpoint, I believe the Bengals are better than the Bills in those areas. Examples on the playmaking and coaching, the Bills from that standpoint are still prone to choking and making mistakes. They did that last year against the Chiefs. Everyone's like, oh, the overtime rule. Well, y'all should have never went to overtime with them. That was a bad play calling on the coaches. Got y'all exposed. Pat Mahomes did 2 plays, field goal range. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at it from that standpoint, the Bengals coaching staff knows what it takes. They know what play calls to make in high-pressure situations to get to the Super Bowl. And when you look at Joe Burrow versus Josh Allen, I just think Josh Allen is more prone to making mistakes than Joe Burrow is. I mean, he showed that against the Dolphins. He had 2 picks and 1 fumble. You know what I mean? Joe Burrow, I believe he took care of the ball against the Ravens. You know what I'm saying? So, and you go look at their stats in playoffs from last season, Josh Allen is prone to making more mistakes than Joe Burrow. So, and then you look at the defense. The Bengals have a better defense than the Bills. And I just don't think the Bills, without Von Miller, they don't really have no answer for Joe Burrow, man. So, I just think from that perspective, I got the Bengals over the Bills, 30-27. Bengals over the Bills, 30-27. I just think they have the better quarterback, better coaching staff, and the better defense. And I would not be shocked when Cincinnati beats Buffalo. But moving on to the Sunday night game, or the Sunday evening game, the Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers. This is the game that both of those games I'm having troubles with, you know what I mean? Because this game right here is a 50-50 game. It's a 50-50 game. Like, both these teams, they cross each other out. Like, for example, the Niners have Christian McCaffrey. You know what I'm saying? But the Cowboys have Zeke and they have Tony Pollard. So it's like they can both stretch out the defenses. And then you look at the wide receiver cores, the Niners having Ayuk, Debo, Kittle. And then you look at the Dallas Cowboys having T.Y. Hilton, Michael Gallup, C.D. Lamb. That's an underrated wide receiver core right there. So I think they can both spread each other out. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be a very interesting matchup. And honestly, the Niners smacking the Seattle, that did not surprise me. Them exploding like that kind of surprised me, but what they did to Seattle did not. I thought the game was going to be closer, but the Niners kind of look like the best team after Wild Card Weekend, you know what I mean? And the Dallas Cowboys, they kind of surprised me, and then they didn't surprise me. They surprised me because of how high of an elite level Dak Prescott was playing at. I was not expecting that. That brother surprised me. He shocked me. He was playing at a very high elite level. And if he plays like that, watch out, y'all. The Dallas Cowboys is for reals. And, but it didn't shock me because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers aren't really a good team. You know what I mean? They've been showing that all year. So, but it was Tom Brady. I got to rock with Tom Brady. But anyways, Cowboys and Niners, I feel like it's a 50-50 matchup. I feel like the Niners defense can cause problems on Dak Prescott, bringing pressure. Bosa, he's going to, you know what he's about to do. But I feel like the Dallas Cowboys defense can do the same to Purdy, you know what I mean, with Michael Parsons and them boys. So it's a 50-50, you know what I mean. I do trust the Niners defense a little bit more. I think they're more consistent. But the Niners corners do give up more yards after the catch than the Cowboys corners do. So I think that's pretty interesting. But honestly, I really don't know. My pick could change once it's game day. But I think I'm going to lean and rock with the 49ers on this one. And I'm going to go 33-30. 33-30, San Francisco 49ers over the Dallas Cowboys. And that one's tough, though, man. That one's tough. I really don't know. And but I will say this. If Dak Prescott shows up and what he did on Monday night, if he does that against the number 1 rated defense, if he does that against San Francisco, then the Cowboys will be on their way to the Super Bowl. I will say that. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. And, hey, make sure y'all like, comment, you know what I'm saying? Subscribe, drop your opinions, who y'all got going to the AFC NFC championship games. I got the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Cincinnati Bengals in the rematch, and the New York Giants versus the San Francisco 49ers. Those are the games that I got. And, hey, I was 50% last week. We're going to clean that up a little bit and be better this week. So we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully. But anyways, y'all, until next time, I'll catch y'all. Until next time, stay up, y'all. Stay up.